Yo, what's good out there, world? Welcome to this edition of Smoking and Baking with tradeMarc. With me, tradeMarc. And today, I want to be making for you a triple fudge chocolate cake. Now, you see, I got this box of Duncan Hines cake mix here, so it's not going to be from scratch. But it's going to taste like it's from scratch just by substituting some ingredients and adding some things to it. So first off, we want to start off with this one box of super moist triple chocolate fudge cake. You can use any brand that you would like to use. I'm going to be using 3.4 ounces of this chocolate instant jello pudding. I'm going to be using 1 tablespoon of this unsweetened Hershey cocoa. I also have 8 tablespoons of butter, and we're going to substitute that for the vegetable oil. Right here, I have 1 tablespoon of instant coffee. We're going to be using 4 eggs at room temperature, and I have 1 cup of 2% milk. You can use whatever type of milk you want. And I'm going to be using 1 teaspoon of this butter extract. I'm also going to be cooking it in my stand mix. And for the homemade icing, we're going to be using 2 1/3 cups of powdered sugar. We're going to be using 3/4 cup of this Hershey's cocoa powder unsweetened. We're going to be using 1/3 cups of milk. I'm going to be using 2 teaspoons of this vanilla extract and also 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter. So first thing we want to do is get our dry ingredients mixed together. So this is my 1 box of triple chocolate fudge cake mix. Now I'm going to put my Jello instant pudding in. And now I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of unsweetened Hershey cocoa. Mix it up a little bit. So now let's get the wet ingredients together. So right here I have 4 large eggs at room temperature, and I'm just going to put this in a bowl. Now I'm going to add in 1 cup of 2% milk. Like I say, if you want to use whole milk or whatever type of milk you want to use it. And I'm going to get my whisk and just give us a little mix. So now I'm going to, wait, hold up. So now I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of butter extract. Now, if you want to use vanilla extract, you can go ahead because that's what it calls for, but I just be trying some new things, so I use some butter extract. I'm also going to be using, instead of the 8 tablespoons of butter, somebody put a bug in my ear and told me that vegetable oil is better for chocolate cakes than butter. So I use 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, and I'm also going to use 1 tablespoon of instant coffee. And I'm just going to give this a little thorough mix. And I'm going to mix this into the dry ingredients. So now I'm about to mix my wet ingredients in with my dry ingredients. And I'm just going to mix this about for 30 seconds actually before I get the blender or put it back onto the stand mixer. So now I done put it on my stand mixer. I'm going to put this down. And I'm going to mix this on a medium high just for like 2 minutes. Now that I have my cake mix inside of I have two 8-inch round cake pans. I want to just give it a shake. Now this batter is really thick, and I just want to make sure it comes out even. So I already preheated my oven to 350, like I said, and I'm gonna keep it in there for 30 to 35 minutes or until I can get a clean toothpick through it. So I see you guys in 35 minutes. So as you can see, I got my cake from out the oven and I'm letting it cool. I also inserted a toothpick in to make sure that it was done and it came out dry. So right now I'm going to make this homemade chocolate icing while the cake is cooling. So right now here I have 2 1/3 cups of powdered sugar. I have 6 tablespoons of melted softened butter. I'm going to be using 1/2 a cup of this Hershey's unsweetened cocoa. Now I'm just going to add in 1/3 teaspoon of this butter extract. And I have 1/3 cup of 2% milk. Now, depending on what type of texture you like your icing to be, depends on how much milk you put in. So if it's too loose for you, add in a little more sugar. And if it's too dry, you can add in a little more milk. So I'm finished mixing the icing for the cake. So I'm going to continue to let my cake cool. And once it's completely cool, I'm going to throw the icing up on here.